Red Bull King of the Air 2024. On the last day, the wind came back and we had the epic show. Fucking epic! It was epic! Epic! Okay, that was enough for today. This is the recap for Red Bull King of the Air 2024. So let's recap the day. Actually, they started the day very late because the wind didn't kick in as they expected. So what they had to do is to say, okay, instead of 10 minutes, we do 8-minute heats. And even with that, they didn't know if they can run the entire event on that day. And it actually worked. Before we start, more than 90% of you watching have not followed to kitegoofy, so do it now. Follow kitegoofy to not miss out on the best kitesurf content on YouTube. Yeah, maybe there are some others that also do good content. So when they started the round number 2 of the open division, the wind wasn't quite there, but the waves were so massive. Honestly, I would have been so scared just on a normal freeride session. These waves looked incredible. But yeah, the wind was light. Parker Sage was competing against Charles Baudel on a foil, and everyone knew with that wind, Parker Sage will be in a lot of trouble. And
building a lot of speed. Yep, goes up, right foot forward, yanks on the backhand, make a loop board off.
That's also what happened. Charles Baudel is the first foil athlete to win a heat in Red Bull King of the Air and advancing to round number 3. So I will skip some heats of round number 2, but I have to talk about Mark Jacob.
Again, off the whitewash. What a technique Mark Jacob uses here.
So he might have some gray hairs, maybe some, like a tiny ones. I got some as well, but he was riding so good. He was battling Jason van der Spy in round number 2, kicking him out. It was a fair and square win, but he definitely got the mojo back and he looked very strong. And then round number 2 we got Stino, and I'm sorry, but how massive did he go?
Oh, big look at that from Steinmill! Launch!
I mean, Jamie Overbeek, he was competing against, is one of the best big air athletes in the world when it comes to technicality. Technicality? Is it the right word? I don't know. Anyways, Stino was going that much higher than Jamie on the day that he got a win over Jamie with a 5-point lead, which is incredible. That's a lot. That's a lot. So then round number 3 came up. Lorenzo looked like he was gonna smash the entire fleet at Red Bull King of the Air. He looked like the absolute winner. He looked like that he already won the event, to be completely honest. And then we got the heat of the heats. Andrea Principi against Giel Vlugt.
Thank you for joining us, but straight into the last heat of round number,
which was a banger of a heat. Andrea Principi going for a lot of contra loops with a bit more hype than Giel did. And Giel going for more regular loops with like a crazy kite angle.
In what looked like a doobie contra, and he's stoked, he pumps the fist at the crowd. He's...
And at the end, actually, Giel got the higher point score in terms of tricks, but Andrea advanced because of the, what's the name? Variation score? Differentiation score? I should know that. Of the impression score. Impression score, there we go. So we then got to the semifinals. And we got Luca Ceruti competing against Stino, and Luca Ceruti as the first South African since forever getting into a final of Red Bull King of the Air, advancing against Stino.
Yeah, it's nice to see. That this is one of the biggest moments in your kiteboarding career. Here are the scores! South Africa have done it, finally into the final.
Yes!
Colin, over to you.
I cannot believe it. Look at the elation there. We will have a first ever South African podium finish since the King of the Air.
And that made me so happy. I will talk a bit about it later, but that was probably the best thing of the day. So Andrea won the other semi-final against Mark Jacobs with like a crazy rodeo kite loop that was probably the highest jump of the day.
And you see Andrea throwing the hammer down. This is big. Rodeo, inverted front roll rodeo. Huge there from Andrea, boys.
What a moment.
And Lorenzo won the last semi-final. So we got Lorenzo, Andrea, Luca Ceruti in the final of Red Bull King of the Air. More or less 2 Italians and a half battling out the King of the Air. But before all of that, the ladies waited the entire day to run the final. It was Francesca Maeni against Zara Hoogenraad and Pippa van Ursel.
Demolishing here
And to be honest, when I looked at the stream, I thought it's already so dark outside. You can't run it. But they did. They started the heat. It was one of the best heats of the entire competition in my opinion. It was so exciting to watch these three women battling out the first Queen of the Air, and then Francesca Maeni getting the win over Pippa and Zara, winning the first Queen of the Air.
The circus going on. Yeah.
She only had to do a trick just to force Zara's hand in ranking area and that was going to live with her, but I'm so happy for her that she's been calm and focused. And
congratulations not only to Francesca for winning Queen of the Air, but also for all the women for this amazing action that we saw. And I'm so excited to see Queen of the Air next year with hopefully even more competitors battling out the second title. So and then it got even darker. So honestly, when I saw the interview with Francesca Maeni winning the title, they needed a lot of extra light to show her. And I thought, how are you able to run a final in these conditions? But the man used all of the 25 knots they got in the final and offered a great show. Lorenzo and Andrea battling head to head out the winner of King of the Air. It was Lorenzo up, Andrea up, Lorenzo up, Andrea, Lorenzo, Andrea. And then with the last single bit of daylight, we got the winner of Red Bull King of the Air 2024.
Let's find out. He's done it. Andrea Principi has been told. That must have been really close. Getting his double title, launches the helmet off. Colin, what a year it's been for him. He's had to live in the shadows of the other riders, but he establishes himself once more of the king here at the Red Bull King of the Air.
Wow. Andrea 1-8. What a narrow margin in a historic 2024 Red Bull King of the Air. Look at the emotions from the...
So Andrea won with a 0.18 difference in the scores, which is marginal. It's not a lot, but he won fair and square. I think at the end we got a deserved winner, but I also would have said the same exact thing if Lorenzo would have won the final. Then we would have also had a deserved winner. It was just that marginal in the scoring. But what made me even more happy is that Luca Cerruti, for the first time since, as I said, forever, a South African is finally back on the podium.
Luca Cerruti! What an energy, what a vibe.
All in all, I really liked this Red Bull King of the Air. It was not the 35 plus prediction that everyone wanted to see in Red Bull King of the Air, smashing some crazy double loops, S loops, whatever. But I saw a lot of potential in light wind competition as well, because it was still super exciting. So I really like that. We don't need every time smashing conditions. I'm looking forward for the next Red Bull King of the Air. To not miss out on any great kite videos, follow Kite Goofy, and then I see you in the next video. Ciao.